How's it going, everybody? Ryebread here today, and we are back with another episode of our Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode. And yes, we are at the trade deadline, or just about a week beforehand. So basically, I imposed this deadline because I wanted to give ourselves a week if we needed to scout anybody. But at the end of the last video, if you guys don't remember, I posed this question: should we go after Mark Stone? And I didn't see really any opposition. I actually saw a lot of people in favor of this trade and in throwing in a little bit more if I needed. So we will be trading Pesce, 2 seconds and a sixth, and Foegele for Mark Stone. Hopefully this is enough to get it to go through. If not, I may add maybe a fifth or a fourth, or maybe something, another prospect or a goaltending prospect or something that they want. I'm not sure, but we are pretty close to striking a deal here. It looks fairly similar to me. So we are going to go ahead, try to propose the trade, sweeten the value just a touch, which is signal for we probably need to give up a fifth. Question is, do we have any excess fifths or fourths? No, but that's okay. We have 2 sixths, so I'm okay with giving up the 5th round pick this year. It's just a bit low. So okay, so let's give up the 4th round pick, and then I think we can get this one to go through. So Pesce, a second and a fourth this year, a second next year, and Foegele for Mark Stone. Mark Stone hopefully won't ask for too much of a pay increase. Hopefully he likes playing in Carolina, and hopefully he makes a difference and an impact here. Also, we aren't too concerned with our salary cap situation, considering we're only taking on another $3.3 million worth of salary, and as you can see by our salary cap over there, we're like $14 million under the cap, so we should be fine. Trade rejected, just a bit low for them. Okay, so they do seem to be wanting a little bit more than what we are offering. I really wouldn't want to give up the third. We do have an excess third next year, but if I give up our third next year, is that going to be enough, and can we keep Foegele? That's the question. So a second this year and a second and a third next year, and Pesce. Can we maybe work our way into maybe like a fifth this year? Something kind of, so we don't get totally fleeced as far as draft picks. Or actually, I think I'd want to pick next year instead. If we're giving up 2 picks next year, I'd like to see if they can give us maybe their 4th next year. And will it go through? And it won't. It's not sufficient at all. Let's go ahead and see if we can add in a later round pick there, maybe their 6th next year, just get some kind of value back. Trade rejected is just a bit low for them, so is that going to go through as is? Sweeten it just a touch. Wow, that is a lot. Probably add in Foegele here, just because he was the guy I was willing to get rid of. I could get rid of Justin Williams, but he's a solid veteran presence, still got that exact top 6. He's 82 overall. He's going to be a great second line forward behind Stone for us. So we're going to go ahead and throw Foegele in there as well as the third, and see if we can get this to go through. Question is, should we try and get that pick back, next year's pick? Maybe next year's, what did I look at? Let's try the 4th first, just to see if Foegele can get us the 4th. And it does, so we do have to give up a 2nd and a 3rd next year. We did have an excess 3rd. We had the Sabres 3rd from the Cliff Poo trade, but we traded away Brett Pesce, a 2nd this year, a 2nd and a 3rd next year, and then Foegele. But we do gain a 4th round pick next year, and most importantly, Stone. And I am so stoked about getting a guy like Mark Stone, who is now our #1 player. And I'm going to go ahead, edit the lines. I mean, I just don't think that anything bad could come of this trade. I'm really excited to see what happens. The locker room, I mean, Teravainen, I believe he is the one with the better face-off. So it was reported to me that Sebastian Aho is actually the center, but since Teuvo Teravainen's got that better face-off rating, we are going to put him in the middle. Then they've got Rask, Stahl, and Williams. Svechnikov, Wallmark, Ferland. I don't know if I want that. Maybe Justin Williams down there on that 3rd line, or Jordan Stahl is listed as a 3rd line forward. So let's go ahead and do that, and just kind of spread out that center depth. Williams, Rask, and Svechnikov, Ferland, Stahl, Wallmark, and then McGinn, Camilleri, Stewart. As you can see, scratched. We've got Benoit Pouliot, who is currently injured, so that's why he's scratched. Martinook, and then Dahl back there as well. And if we go look at the defense, it should be perfect. Slavin, Falk, Hamilton, Fleury, DeHaan, Van Riemsdyk. Hayden Fleury's now an 82. So, okay, let's see if playing him with Dougie Hamilton, who seems to be really, really good. He's now listed as a top 4 defenseman. Interesting. So he has jumped in his role, too, So I'm pretty excited about this. I really like the way this team looks, especially with Mark Stone there. Only thing this team is really missing is that first line center. We have, some talent coming up the system. Nikash is probably our best hope. I don't know if he's playing down here in the minors. So let's go best lines down here in the minors. There he is, Nikash. How's he doing? He's got decent amount of points, not doing too great. I'll probably put him up over Wah, but Wah is a medium top 6 forward, so he could potentially grow to be something nice for us. And then I'm going to take out Josh Wesley and put in Jake Bean there, just because I do want Bean to get that playing time. I think I said Samuelson was a good partner for him. Yeah, because these guys are minuses right here. Jake Bean is a -2, but in the 20 games he's played, he's got 3 points, 2 goals. So I'm fine with that. But most importantly, this first line now looks pretty legit. Teuvo Teravainen, hopefully, he wasn't happy we traded away Pesce, but he was pretty happy that we got Stone in the deal. So it kind of looks like everyone offset. And I believe Stone wanted to talk. So let's go ahead and sit down with Stone. Being traded is always a hassle, but I'll rebound. I always do. We know, which is why we traded for you. I think we're going to go motivating here. And it seems to have improved Mark Stone's morale. So there we go. That kind of answer. He seemed to be the kind of guy that wanted to be motivated. One of those guys that say, I always rebound. I'm good. And he is now our leading point getter above Dougie Hamilton. So that's pretty good. We're going to get right to the end of the season here. That trade was huge. Let's see if that pushes us higher than just a wild card spot. Let's see if we can catch the Washington Capitals. If we catch the Pittsburgh Penguins, they're going to have to collapse. But I think it's definitely still within reach, that third divisional spot. We can definitely get that divisional spot. I almost don't know if I want to play the Pittsburgh Penguins in round 1. I'd almost rather play who would we play? The Tampa Bay Lightning? I don't know if I want to play either of those guys, but you know what? There's still over 20 games left, so there's a lot of season left that we would have to predict here. So let's just go ahead and, we're going to get up to the trade deadline here. It's the LA Kings. And with Mark Stone on the team, we win our first game 3-1, and I am super pumped about that, guys. Brock McGinn is trading away Brett Pesce. Was a tough pill to swallow. It was a hard decision. I'm sorry it affected you that way. And there we go. Yeah, so there we go. I'm figuring out how to manage the locker room. I like it. Dougie Hamilton is now a presence in the locker room. His current overall has gone up, I believe. Same thing with Lucas Wallmark. Lucas Wallmark is a leader. Same thing with Jordan Staal and Falk. So the leaders is Trevor Van Riemsdyk is trending on the downside, but he hasn't played a lot this season. Disengaged. Teuvo Teravainen is disengaged. I've just made him our first line center, and he is disengaged. Wow. Hopefully that turns right around. Mark Stone has lost morale because of individual performance. We lost 5-2, then we lose 2-1 in a shootout. Benoit Pouliot is gained morale because he's recovered from an injury. Edit lines manually. Do I want to put him in somewhere? Brock McGinn. He's played 62 games. He's a -2, 6 goals, 10 assists. Mike Camilleri. Camilleri's a big old minus. So maybe I do want to sub in scratched Pouliot. Just Pouliot. He's not got great stats. Martinook's not great either. Benoit Pouliot, I think, will be a better penalty killer for us. Who's going to play center, though? That's my question. Face-offs. So it is going to be Brock McGinn playing center for us down there. Although Lucas Wallmark is listed as a depth forward, and he's a center. I'm sure he wouldn't mind playing center for us, and then we can move Brock McGinn to left wing. Michael Furlan's also left wing, but Brock McGinn there hasn't played a whole lot. Let's see, who's got... Benoit Pouliot's got a decent amount of goals, and I feel like he could pair well with Jordan Staal, who seems to like to pass the puck a lot, although he was with Svechnikov. And this Williams-Rask-Svechnikov line is one that's going to interest me. Wow, 29 assists for Victor Rask, so this dude does not score goals. Williams, pretty even as I would expect from a two-way forward. I believe Rask is a playmaker, which he is. 9 goals, 29 assists, and then... Okay, so let's see if we can just get on the right track here. We are 1-1-1, so Stone, we've got, 3 points out of a possible 9? Or, 3 points out of a possible 6. So we've got half the amount of points. If we finish the season with half the amount of points, that's not great. So let's go ahead here. Whew, we got 1 month left in the season. A lot of good games down the stretch here. Wow, that's a ton of good games. So let's simulate up to this Washington Capitals game and see if we can get ourselves on a roll as we lose 2-1 to the LA Kings. Teuvo Teravainen has been injured with injured elbow. That's a very specific injury, guys. Like, Michael Camilleri has lost morale because of ice time. I'm going to just hit best lines and see what they decide to do. Put Victor Rask on that top line with Aho and Stone, Svechnikov, Stahl, Williams, Ferland, Wallmark, Camilleri, McGinn, Stewart, Pouliot, and then Pouliot should be probably playing on the, oh god, just so many minuses all over the place. Except for this, Calvin DeHaan is a plus-minus god. Whoever he plays with, everything he touches turns to gold. Trevor Van Riemsdyk is a +9, and that is insane. I can't figure out why that is our best plus-minus line, but, you know, it is what it is. As far as extras here, oh wait, I want special teams. There we go, our penalty kill. Stahl and McGinn, Ferland and Pouliot, that's probably what I wanted. Falk and Slavin, Van Riemsdyk and Fleury, that's fine with me. For power play, Stone, Rask, Aho, Falk, Hamilton, and then we've got Williams, Stahl, Svechnikov, Slavin, DeHaan. So I'm cool with that. As far as Teuvo Teravainen did get injured, maybe Victor Rask is just keeping him at center would be the better idea. We beat St. Louis and we beat the Florida Panthers, so there's 2 pretty significant wins. Slavin is now injured with a concussion as the injury bug is starting to hit. That's not great. That's really not good. A concussion is not something you just bounce back from. So if we hit best lines here, that's what I'm just going to leave it as. I think Wallmark, Camilleri, Pouliot, and McGinn, yeah. As far as defense, Fleury and DeHaan, that should be a good middle pairing there. Dougie Hamilton there is also on that first pairing now. Falk and Hamilton, Fleury and DeHaan. So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with most of it. I just don't know when Teuvo Teravainen is going to come back. We beat Boston. That is that's 3 big wins in a row. Dougie Hamilton. It feels awesome to be playing extra ice time out there on most nights. Great, we found a good balance that seems to work. He didn't like the kid gloves approach. Okay, so I was just trying to say, great, I'm glad you're enjoying the extra ice time. He's like, well, I don't like the kid gloves. Okay, whatever. We lose 3-1 to the, oh my god, and now we get another injury that hits. All season, our injuries have been fine, but now Brock McGinn is out, and now that means Martinook will take his place as Teuvo Teravainen reclaims his spot on the top line wing. I think I am going to go back to the lines that were killing it for us. I shouldn't say killing, but they did the best out of all the lines. We were in second in the division when we had Aho, Stahl, and Svechnikov on a line. Teravainen, Rask, and Stone. We'll see how they go together. Versus Nashville, we still get a point. We lose in overtime, then we lose to the Colorado Avalanche there. 34, 26, and 9. Brock McGinn is available to play in the team's next game. Is if I hit best lines, who gets scratched? Ferland, Wallmark, Svechnikov. Ooh, so they actually moved Aho up to the first line. I think I'm going to move Svechnikov there to that second line and keep Williams down there on that third line. Who got scratched? It was Pouliot. Okay, so Pouliot got scratched. I'm kind of okay with that. Chris Stewart seems to be doing well for us on that on that fourth line, so that was a really nice signing to start the season. Michael Camilleri, I think, is going to go there in between Ferland and Williams. And other than that, I think we should be good to keep going here. Hopefully Svechnikov plays well, and there's a win against Columbus. Okay, so there's Central Scouting released there. And Jacob Slavin is available to play in the team's next game. I don't know if they already put him in. No, they did not. So let's go ahead and put him in there. So it's now DeHaan and Van Riemsdyk. Slavin with Falk and Hamilton and Fleury. So that's fine. Svechnikov's an 82 now. Svechnikov, I believe, was an 80 to start the season and now is an 82. So that makes the decision to start him over Justin Williams a lot easier. So Aho, Rask, Stone, Svechnikov, Stahl, Teravainen, Ferland, Camilleri, Williams, and McGinn, Wallmark, Stewart. I'm very happy with that. Defensive core, I mean, I really think we can make the playoffs this year. This is going to be a team we need to have a good playoff push as we lose 3 straight, 4 straight, make it 5 straight games, and something needs to change. We lost 5 straight games. That cannot be happening. And we are now pretty much locked in to a wild card position, although the Ottawa Senators and Brett Pesce are right on our heels. Something needs to change, guys. Like, we need to hurry up and fix whatever the hell is happening with our team here, because something is not going right. Put DeHaan there, give him more ice time. Slavin and Falk. There we go. And yeah, so I think that'll be okay. Hopefully we can bounce back here. I really don't want to flame out. We are so close to the playoffs, guys, for the first time in 9 seasons. Just a playoff berth would just give so much hope to us right now, and it would be a really good place to just to springboard off of, because I think this season it was I was going to see how it went kind of season, but so far the season was going better than I had anticipated, and we were in the playoffs for pretty much the entire season. I don't think I've ever checked the standings and us not been in a playoff spot. So I went ahead and made the trade for Stone, and now that needs to go ahead and pay dividends, because we can't miss the playoffs after I did that. I gave up assets, I gave up picks to go ahead and get us to the playoffs. Best lines down there in the AHL. And we lose another game as we are falling like a stone. Oh my God. That was... Jesus, good freaking Lord. In the month of March, we have not done well besides the first 3 games. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 regulation losses. Too many damn losses to call ourselves a playoff team, and now we are behind the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Ottawa Senators have 84 points, and we have 3 games to catch up. It's not going to happen. We have just tanked the season away, guys. Aho, Rask. Let's put Stahl on that first line. See if we can just load up. Svechnikov, Teuvo Teravainen. He has been... I don't know why he's disengaged. I don't know why he's been plummeting. It's really disappointing to see, but we have these 3 games remaining, and it's going to take a miracle for us to really make the playoffs. Can we beat Toronto here, get ourselves 2 points? Hayden Fleury has been injured with a concussion. And we lose, and that's probably all she wrote as far as our playoff hopes were concerned. Ottawa has 86 points. We have 2 games remaining. The most we can get to is 85, and we just missed the playoffs. What the hell? Like, we just went on such a bad losing streak here at the end of the season. The team got better in our performance. We now went 5... I can't believe we just went 500. How do I make the goddamn team better, and all of a sudden we lose every single game down the stretch? So I made the trade right here, right? We've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6 games. 6 games after the trade. We've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We went 6 and 15 while picking up 1, 2, 3. 6, 15, and 3 to close out the season, and we have just been eliminated from the playoffs. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Apparently you don't want anyone from the Ottawa Senators organization, because Mark Stone came in and this team just went straight down the shitter. Oh my God. Could it have been Teuvo Teravainen's struggling performance throughout the second half of the season here? We need to be better. We can rebound. Let's go with... We really need to focus this offseason. Wow, nobody liked that approach either, so... apparently they don't want to hear how hard they have to work, because we just got a bunch of lazy assholes here in Carolina, as we have now missed the playoffs for a 10th straight year. Wow, I cannot believe what I just saw. We went 6, 15, and 3 to end the season. I just can't. I can't. My brain just won't process the fact that we just completely fell apart there in the second half of the season. Oh my God. Our scout says this guy should be 12th. Kirby Dak? I don't know, whatever. They say Peyton Krebs should be 3rd, so let's simulate up to oh man. And as far as pending contracts, I was going to simulate right up to the draft, but I want to look at pending contracts first. All expiring contracts. Mark Stone does not want to come back, and quite frankly, Teuvo Teravainen his morale is just so bad. Do I re-sign Teuvo Teravainen? He wants 2 years at $6 million. Oh my God, he wants so much money. If I gave him a 5-year deal, he wants $7 million. For how he played, I'm going to give him... do I give him $6 million? Is he worth a $3.5 million increase? Like, is that worth it for Teuvo Teravainen? Now, I know he's one of our best young players, but, I mean, his morale just has consistently dropped. And it's because of his individual performance. I mean, the dude, let's see, how many... He put up 44 points in 78 games on the first line. Guys, he was getting first line ice time for almost the entire season. And all of a sudden, his point totals just plummeted. Only 44. That's a terrible, terrible stat line for somebody who's supposed to be on your top line. Oh my God, that's a real big decision. I'm not going to re-sign him just yet. Hayden Fleury here had a pretty good season, I think. I mean, he was a minus 16. 71 points, 71 games played, 6 points. Offer him a contract extension. Does he want to come back? He does want to come back, so I could probably get him about 4 years at $5.5 million for Hayden Fleury. He did grow nicely, which was really nice to see. One of the only bright spots on this team probably would be the fact that, okay, so I thought Rasmus Ristolainen was on the trade block now for some reason. But as far as our top point getter, It was Sebastian Aho. I'm not going to say it was Mark Stone because he did not spend the entire season with this team. Does it break it up into... No, it doesn't break it up into when he was with us and when he was not with us. So I didn't really check to see how many points he had, but Sebastian Aho led the team in points with 60. Svechnikov had 24 goals and 43 points as a rookie, so I guess that's not bad. That's really not that bad considering our forward depth hasn't been that great. He's somebody that I really want to see... just start to pick up a big load starting next year. I mean, he came in second on the team on goals as a rookie behind Aho. Aho's probably far and away our best player, and I've got him for a really nice contract. I believe it was, 7 years, 5.5 or something like that for Aho, so I'm really happy with that contract if he's going to perform the way he did. Svechnikov had a really nice season as a rookie. The question is, how did he do as far as in the rookies? And he was behind Casey Middlestat by 6 points, but he had 8 more goals. He was the only rookie with above 20 goals, and he was above 20 goals, or the next highest guy by 8 goals. So maybe they'll give it to him. Maybe that's what it'll stem from. I mean, he spent less time on ice than Casey Middlestat. Obviously, he's not a center, so faceoffs aren't really that important. Casey Middlestat, though, had a really nice giveaway to Casey Middlestat. That's a really nice stat line. 62 takeaways and less giveaways, so that was a really nice stat line. But Svechnikov here, I don't think he's going to win the Calder just because 6 more points for Middlestat, but I guess 6 more goals for Svechnikov here, considering Svechnikov played... I wouldn't say he would play on the lesser team, but... that was not a great back half of the season there for us. So let's go ahead and check out the entire league standings and the Pittsburgh Penguins and Philadelphia Flyers in our goddamn division and the Washington Capitals. The 3 teams in our division that got divisional spots finished in the top 4 teams in the NHL. The only team in between them is the St. Louis Blues. That is absolutely insane. Oh my God, and who was the first team looking on from the outside in was the Minnesota Wild, and they were actually above the Columbus Blue Jackets, who just sneaked into the playoffs. As we finished 20 in 25th place. Thank God I didn't give up our first round pick to go ahead and get ourselves Stone, but man, that is not great placement. And the Buffalo Sabres, for the second year in a row, finished with the worst record. The only team still, this is 2 seasons now, the only team to finish 31st in the NHL. But guys, we're not too far off, so we do have decent lottery position here. But man, that 6-15 and 3 just at the end of the season was so depressing to watch. It's like the game knew that we aren't supposed to make the playoffs and just tanked us, you know. I made the improvement. Should I have stayed quiet at the deadline? I'm going to do a season recap right now because the video's not been that long. Patrick Kane and Phil Kessel tied for the league lead in goals or in points, but I'm going to give it to Patrick Kane because he's got 53 goals. Phil Kessel had the 54 assists. I mean, Jesus, these guys are insane. As far as the best plus minus would be Phil Kessel, John Carlson, Sidney Crosby, Hornqvist. Was that the first line? Was it Hornqvist, Crosby, and Kessel? I'm not sure, but as far as goals, I showed you guys Patrick Kane was the only player to hit 50 goals. Ovechkin was really close. As far as the 40 goal mark, it was Hall, McDavid, Tarasenko, and we're not really going to have anybody too close here in points. Yeah, there's nobody to talk about for us. As far as who had the best shooting percentage, I wonder. I would say qualified Patrick Kane. Good God, shot 17% this season. That is off the charts. As far as defensemen though, point wise, Erik Karlsson with 27 goals. Oh my God, he had more goals than the leading goal scorer on our team. Sebastian Aho had 26, and Erik Karlsson had 27. That is ridiculous. That is nuts. And he did it in 78 games too. He probably would have definitely would have picked up another point had he played those other 4 here and been a clear favorite over Drew Doughty. But I mean, if you pick Drew Doughty over Karlsson for the Norris, you're kind of stupid. I'm sorry. But yeah, he had a plus 20 better. I mean, he took a lot more shots, but he also scored 11% of his shots. Shane Gostisbehere for the Philadelphia Flyers there. Dougie Hamilton right up there towards the top of the league, only 8 points off of the league leading Erik Karlsson. So had he gotten first pairing ice time for the entire season, we may have seen him go ahead and, beat Erik Karlsson, be close to Erik Karlsson. But the fact that he was that close, it's a really good sign for us. That means we just, a few more improvements. I really think we need that bona fide point getting center. As far as goaltenders, yeah, our guys did not do great this season. As far as wins, Jake Allen finished tied with Matt Murray at the top there. As far as save percentage, I'm going to go with minimum 40 games played. Braden Holtby there had the best season out of anybody. 44 wins, only 1 win off of Murray and Allen, but he also played 4 games less than Murray and 6 games less than Allen. He also had the best goal against average, and ouch, I'm sorry Islanders fans, but you should probably expect this in the coming season. Robin Lehner did not have a great season. Neither did Carter Hutton, but wow, Corey Crawford and Carey Price having 2 terrible seasons here. Carey Price doesn't have much of a team. Corey Crawford, though, he had Patrick Kane to work with. That is not a great stat line. Our guys were better than that. So let's go ahead. Like I said, rookie skaters were fine. I'm going to go check out our rookies. Our rookies. We already checked them out, which was Svechnikov. Let's go check out our goaltenders here. As far as goaltenders, playing a minimum of 40 games. I want to get rid of that minimum requirement. Scott Darling. So, Peter Mrazek did not have a bad season by any stretch. 917 and 2.49 is not bad. It's not elite, but it's starter level on an average team like us. I would call us average. We were certainly a better performer than where our 25th place in the NHL decides to rank us, but I think we had a much better season than that. If you throw out the month of March, we were really in the hunt all season long, and it just kind of came spiraling down. We couldn't get it right there to end the season, but 5 shutouts from Mrazek. He played a large majority of the games. Like I said, Scott Darling, not great, plus that contract. He's got 3 years remaining, so 2 more years on his contract after this one at $4.5 million. I'm not a big fan of that. Plus, we do have to re-sign Peter Mrazek. One thing I would like to check here, guys, before we get to the draft lottery would be how much does Mrazek want? Because as you guys saw, we know how much. We don't know how much Stone wants. Stone does not want a contract extension. But we could probably get him for a relatively 4 years, 7.25. I mean, I don't think you're going to get a guy in his prime at medium elite 87 for cheaper than that. Should we re-sign him? Do we want to give Teuvo Teravainen the contract he wants, or should we just tender his qualifying offer? Should we, see what Peter Mrazek wants and re-sign Peter Mrazek, offer him a contract extension? I mean, 3 years at 2.875. I mean, that's great. He does not want a contract extension, though, so we'd probably have to go. I mean, I'd be cool with going 2 years at 3.25 for him. That's decent for our starter. Take him till he's 29. We'd have flexibility there. Not going to eat up a lot of cap. I'd be okay with that kind of contract. And as far as pending free agents, now not all of these guys are going to make it to free agency. But Panarin, obviously Stone, who's on our team, Eric Stahl, I guess Duchesne. If William Karlsson does make it, that'd be ridiculous. Let's go with UFAs because he is an RFA. So Matt Duchesne would probably be our best bet. I mean, that's another Ottawa Senator that I probably would steer clear of. Jeff Skinner, we could get him back if the Sabres don't want him, help our winger depth again. But like I said, I really do think our biggest need is centers. And a guy like Brassard here could be that first line center. I mean, I know he's not really the talent to be. Same thing with Duchesne. What kind of season did these guys have? Matt Duchesne got traded to the Wild. He had 60 points. That's not a bad season for him. 60 points, 24 goals, 36 assists. As far as Brassard, what kind of season did he have? He had 47 points, so a lot less points. So like I said, Duchesne probably would be our best bet. Jumbo Joe Thornton. Gustav Nyquist is available, but probably, again, not what we really need. We really don't need wingers, especially if we re-sign Mark Stone. Mark Stone is slated to be the second best free agent, so I would say we go ahead and re-sign him for that 4 years at 7.25, see if we can get him to take a little bit of a discount to stay here in Carolina. Maybe he really likes the Carolinas. I don't know. Maybe he's going to be excited about the summer. 2 years out, I guess we could start thinking about a guy like Granlund or Shen maybe making it to free agency, but we really need to find ourselves that center. That's so hard to find. It's such an elusive thing. And then 3 years out, I'm not even going to bother talking about it. As far as goaltenders coming up in free agency, we got Sergei Bobrovsky, Pekka Rinne, Mike Smith, Cam Talbot, Robin Leonard, Jimmy Howard, and then there's Mrazek. So, I mean, if a guy like Sergei Bobrovsky does somehow make it to free agency, I will trade away everybody I can to go ahead and sign him. But as far as what it's looking like, as far as center depth, really the only guy I would really want to go after is Duchesne. I'm not 100% sure about what I would want to do there, but don't forget, we still have Stahl and Rask. Rask hopefully will grow this offseason. One thing I did want to check is our progress reports just before. I know you guys are dying to see the draft lottery and if we can vault any teams, but who had the most attributes modified? Yeah, Svechnikov went up. Walmark went up as well, and Hayden Fleury did as well, so it doesn't look like Rask had any attributes modified. Nikash is now a 75, so that is really good to see. Same thing with Nicholas Waugh and Kuokkanen. Whatever. Probably not a guy I'm going to put all my eggs in his basket, but Gauthier here as well. So we are seeing a lot of nice growth from our players. Gauthier is listed as a fourth-line forward, and so is Nicholas Waugh. Nikash is still listed as a minor league scoring forward. It does not tell me they're starting overall, which is really disappointing. I want to see where they've grown from. What is their current overall as opposed to their new overall? But as far as, Julien Gauthier has always been one of my favorite players to watch play. Nicholas Waugh and Nikash are probably our best bets. Nikash needs definitely another season there in the minors. After that, he can probably come up and start contributing in year number 3 of this rebuild. But next year, year number 2, Nicholas Waugh probably will make the roster. We won't have to re-sign guys like Benoit Pouliot. I might re-sign Chris Stewart just because he can play on that bottom line wing there and fill in for us and be a depth guy. Although we still have Martin Nook to fill that in as well. But, a lot of it could stem from if we win the draft lottery, we can go ahead and get ourselves a very, very nice... Oh, wait. Are we still in the Charlotte Checkers? Oh, there's the AHL regular season has ended. Let's go ahead and watch how they do in the AHL playoffs, because I think they might have... Did they make the AHL playoffs? The season just ended? No. So, Roland McEwen, not really a big deal because it doesn't matter to us. Let's go ahead and just get to that draft lottery here, guys. Because I'm hoping it's generous to us that we jump up into the top 3. We're picking 25th, so like 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. So we're technically picking 7th right now, which is... I can work with 7th. I can make something happen from that position. But if we could jump from 7 to 2, 7 to 3, Hayden Fleury is available to play in the team's next game. There are no more games for this season, so that's fine. And Central have their latest draft rankings. So Central Scouting, latest draft rankings. Okay, so our scouts are in agreement that German and Landry... Actually, Doc here, Kirby Doc... wait, where's... Capo Caco, I think. I don't know. As far as centers, though, of course there's not a lot of great centers in this draft. Oh, that's just perfect. And it seems like Central Scouting thinks Kirby Doc is going to go 5th. We know a lot about Fedorov. We know, well, our scout predicts him. Okay, so we've got Abel Martin here, who's our scouts say 13th best player on the board. Then there's Ryan Suzuki, Nick Suzuki's younger brother. But Martin here is medium top 6. As far as his strength of competition is C-. He put up a good amount of points and goals and assists. He put up 50 points in 61 games. His shooting seems to be his best aspect. He plays like Matt Zuccarello, has a pro mentality already at a young age, and any team would love to have this personality in their locker room. His weaknesses are his reach. He's 5'11", so his offensive instincts, foot speed, and offensive creativity, that's great. That sounds like a very big point-getting center for us. He is a playmaker. That's also probably what we need. Kirby Doc, though, I'd really like to know about Kirby Doc, guys. They say he plays like Sean Couturier, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Where is he? The WHL? I'm going to go assign my scout to scout him like right now. I know I just changed that and said have it automatically do both. But where is my WHL scout? I need to know about Kirby Doc and instantly. Molainen and Mutala. Scout-specific players. Grant here. Grant, come on. Help me out here. Doc, give me his potential and comparison, because he seems like the kind of guy that I might be able to go after. Peyton Krebs, but no, all I want to know is Doc here, guys. That's literally all I want to know. The WHL grant right here should be done May 19th. So by May 19th, we should know about this dude. So sim to the draft. Let's go a couple days here, see how it goes, see if we can get that information on him. And it is Lightning Penguins in the Eastern Conference Finals, and Predators Ducks in the Western Conference Finals, and the Nashville Predators, a team that was scoring the fewest goals in the NHL the last time I had checked, have won the Stanley Cup for the first time in franchise history, and that's got to feel sweet after 2 seasons ago losing to the Penguins in 6. Last season they had a great run, just cut short by the really tough matchup in round 2 against the Winnipeg Jets, and now this season they are able to get it done over who did they play? Let's see. Who did they play? I really want to see the playoff tree. This should be interesting. So Anaheim swept St. Louis. Calgary beat the Yotes. The Yotes made it. So let's see. Let's follow the path of the Nashville Predators. They beat San Jose in 6. Which is a pretty good number. I mean, San Jose had their team was ridiculous. Then they went on to face the Calgary Flames, who, in my opinion, weren't the toughest opposition they could have gotten in round 2. But then they go ahead and beat the Ducks, and they beat the Penguins. They get the revenge just 2 years later in 5 games. It did not take them much time at all. You can call that one a gentleman's sweep. You gave them 1 game, and you took the rest. And as far as the Eastern Conference, the Capitals swept... Okay, so the Flyers didn't have to play the... I was going to say the Flyers didn't have to play the Penguins, but the Capitals played the Penguins this year, and unlike last year, the Caps lost in 7. So, it is what it is, but this upcoming season, the Nashville Predators are your Stanley Cup champions. That's pretty interesting, though. That's really awesome. But now let's go ahead and see if we can get some more information on Doc there, because we are really close to the draft lottery. Just a few more minutes, guys. I know. Where's Doc here? He is medium elite. Kirby Doc, power forward. The Arc Scout says he should go 9th. He's got a 200-foot game, a hard wrist shot. His strengths are puck protection. He does not utilize his shot, have good reach, or good hands. Keeps the emotions in check, very loyal, but can lack the drive to win, which is not great. C- competition. He did put up 69 points in 71 games, so he's virtually a point per game in the WHL there. Plus 22. But our scout doesn't seem to think that he should be the number 1 guy. Although he does agree with him being the number 1 center off the board. Next guy off would be Abel Martin, is what he believes. And I would really like to take a guy like Kirby Dach. I really think that he's that future franchise center along with Nikash that would really help us. Now, of course, if we get the first overall pick, I'm going to take Ed German, oh my God. Size, skill, size and strength, puck protection. He's got no weaknesses. Plays like Vladimir Tarasenko as a two-way forward. Put up 45 goals and 71 assists in the USA West. Oh my God. Oh, I really want to win the draft lottery now and take that guy. My Lord. He is insane. I think he was just medium elite. But still, that guy looks NHL ready as NHL ready could be. I mean, those stats are, he's a man against boys there. I think he plays from the CHL. Winnipeg, Buffalo, the Islanders. So Winnipeg, and we are now picking 8th. Okay, so Central Scouting's now released their final rankings. German is still there. They have Doc here dropping. Central Scouting has him dropping to 7th, so we still might be able to stumble upon Kirby Dach in the draft. Ooh, this is really, really cool. I'm going to go ahead, pin him, Capo Caco. I mean, he's another guy. He's a good right winger. It's not necessarily what we need, but sorting by potential here. What? A medium franchise goaltender at pick 95? Yes, I'm taking that guy. I don't want any questions. That guy is being taken in what round? What round is he projected to go? 95 is round 3. I traded away my second this year, didn't I? Oh my God. I traded away my second. We need to get back up there. Scott Hartnell retires. Matt Cullen, Hughes, Rutu, Roosevelt, Moore, Seidenberg, Bernier, Korpikoski. Brooks Orpik finally does retire. Captain Grit, Marcel Gotch. And there we go, Henrik Tallinder. As far as goaltenders that retired, nobody really too important retired there. Oh, man. Look at that. Retired players that are now a scout. Cody McLeod. So nice. Okay, what picks do we have? If we go to our draft board here, projected picks. Oh, so we do have our second and third round pick. Yes, that's right. We gave up the Sabres the Sabres second from this year. So we still have this second round pick, would you guys want me to take that goalie with the second round pick so we do not lose him? I really want Kirby Dach. That's definitely a guy that I think that that would really help this team. If we could get Kirby Dach and that franchise goaltender, he's projected to go 95th. 3-7. So you've got 62 picks, and then 7 more goes to 69. So he's projected to go at the end of the third round. So we could even wait there till the end of the third round. But as far as, he's a franchise goaltender, guys. I didn't really see anybody for the second round that I wanted. I am really excited to get the draft started. Unfortunately, you guys are going to have to wait for that one, as that will be in the next video here. But as far as players, oh my God, Daly, I love you. You're my favorite scout ever. Work ethic, compete level, and maturity, glove hand, angles, and stick usage. But he's a medium franchise goaltender. We know that for a fact that he's medium franchise. Our scout still thinks he's projected 95th, and 95th is where they think he's going to go all the way across the board. As far as other players that we've seen, nobody that we are too confident in. Here's an exact low elite here in round 130, pick 131. So I'll add them to the draft board here. So medium top 6s here towards the end of there's a low top 6 at 55. That's our second maybe pick. I still would rather take the medium franchise goaltender. Here's a medium top 4 defensive defenseman, although I'm not a big fan of defensive defensemen. Almond here is medium top 4. He seems to be pretty good, so some top 9 forwards here as well. But that's about it. But man, that goaltender solves all of our goaltending woes. We groom him. We let him grow. Mrazek and Darling take the reins for 2 to 3 years. He comes up and he's our starter. We found our goaltender if we can get that guy. What even is his name? I forgot what his name was. That's really bad by me. I'm just gonna go to. I know Doc is our first round target. draft board. I know I pinned this goaltender to my draft board. It is Hartigan. Hartigan, here we go. Carson Hartigan, I love it. I love the name. He's got medium franchise and similar style to Corey Crawford. Is a very passionate person, but gets emotional at times. He is driven to win. I'm cool with that. If he's driven to win, whatever. He's got an insane work ethic. He's a hybrid goaltender who's a medium franchise potential. Wow. So Doc here, Kirby Doc, is the guy I do want to go after in round number 1, even if it requires us trading up to pick number 7 is where they say he's going to go. Our scout says 9. I'd also be okay with Capo Caco, who actually had a terrible season in Liga, but apparently he's injury prone. I hate to see injury prone, but man, I am so excited for the draft, guys. Hit that like button if you are too. If you're ready for that draft, I am super excited for it. Let's get into it. In the next one, subscribe if you want to see some more. Make sure you got that bell on, guys, so you don't miss it when I post the draft video, and I will see you guys at the draft.